So, Bryce James, they are continuing to treat the guy like he is a Make-A-Wish kid. They are literally out here treating Bryce James like he is a Make-A-Wish kid. And it's actually like, it's kind of just crazy because we've seen it another year where it's like, it is genuinely seeing, we are literally out here seeing players being treated like not basketball players. And especially with LeBron James kids, because they're not treating Keanu Anthony this way. They're not treating Cam Boozer this way. Heck, they definitely didn't treat Marcus Jordan this way back in the day. Like, you've now got Bryce James, who, like, look, I've been saying this for a year. I thought he ruined his career by going to Arizona because he was, like, not very good. He was just not very good. Arizona are really good, and Bryce James is not very good. But I'm just looking at stuff, and for the last 5 minutes of the game, they're chanting, "We want Bryce." This is like last year, the "We want Bronny" chants. And I always say this where I'm like, I do actually feel like Bronny James has actually, like, I still don't think he's going to be a rotational piece for the Lakers. But it's got to the stage now where it's not, like, embarrassing to put him in the game at the NBA level. There's no, like, chant, "We want Bronny" chants. Even if he's not playing, there's not going to be a "We want Bronny" chant. Like, Bronny, in his defense, like, is playing to the best of his ability. He is playing, like, do I think Bronny's going to be a long-term NBA player? No. No, I don't think he does anything well enough. But, like, I do think Bronny James is playing to the best of his ability, and he's not far off at NBA level. We saw Bryce James get cooked by a bunch of D2 kids. But let's take a listen to this from Sticks Shooter. Even Richard Jefferson out here saying you have no idea what you're talking about. Let's take a listen to this.
James went to the wrong college. What are they doing to this kid? Arizona's up 24 with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left. The camera is on Bryce James. They're ready for him to get into the game. But Arizona's coach, Tommy Lloyd, doesn't have enough faith to put him in the game yet. Here's Arizona again. They get another bucket. They go up 26 points. The camera goes right back to Bryce James. There's 2 minutes and 10 seconds left. They have all 3 timeouts. They could have easily used one to get Bryce in the game. Instead, they have him looking dumb out here. The announcers even said that Arizona's considering redshirting Bryce James. If you're Bryce, why would you even consider going to Arizona if they're going to plan on redshirting you? You're not.
I mean this when I say this. It's better that Bryce James went to Arizona than, I don't know, Bryce James decided to go play for the Suwannee Tigers in D3. It's better than him going and deciding to play for Pace University in D2. Like, I understand that there are super successful people, you know. There are some super successful people that have gone to Pace University. But maybe if your goal is to get cast in the Summer I Turned Pretty reboot, you can go to Pace University, not to go to the NBA. But yeah, that's, like, realistically, if his goal was to play basketball, go play D2, go play D3, go play NAIA. Genuinely. I'll play shitty JUCO.
Not going to be in college for 5 years. Your dad's only got 2, maybe 3 years max left in the NBA. If you're going to use his influence and help him get you into the league, it's got to be now or never.
If LeBron James is not good enough to get Bryce James into the NBA. I mean that. If LeBron James said, I will play for whatever team drafts Bryce, it's at the stage where Bryce is so bad that I don't think teams will say yes to that. And also, LeBron James isn't what he used to be. And okay, so the reasoning why Bronny James needs to be playing is because LeBron can nepotism into the NBA. Cool.
Is bouncing up and down. He's ready to get in the game. There's only 1 minute and 24 seconds left. He's for sure getting in. The cameras are on him. They have his name flashed up. Everyone in the arena is convinced he's getting in. Look at how sad he looks right here, man. This is a crime what they're doing to this kid. Even after this made free throw, the cameras go right back to him because no one in the arena can believe he's not getting in the game. The entire University of Arizona, and especially Tommy Lloyd, should be embarrassed about how they're handling this situation. LeBron and Rich Paul better be waiting for this dude in the locker room when he gets back. Bryce James went to the...
So basically... my dad and my agent need to get me on the court for college. I'm not good enough, so my dad and my agent need to go at the coach, and it's my coach's fault. Like, are we serious? Are we actually serious? Is this the way we're treating Bryce James? Is this actually the way we're treating Bryce James here? Like, I'm sorry, I personally think Bryce James is not great at basketball, but I at least don't like. I think it's more fair talking about what's going on, talking about the level he's at, than like pretending that he's an NBA player or treating him like he's some Make-A-Wish kid. Like, it's just not, for me, it's just not beneficial to anybody. It's not beneficial to anyone to be coddled like this. Because, like, I don't think Bronny James is going to be an NBA player, but I do think that there's a different world where LeBron's not trying to go and play with his son, where Bronny James becomes a really good D1 college basketball player. Like, I think that world is the real world. That is the world we live in. That Bronny James could be a really, really good college basketball player. And that's fine. Like, that's probably the level Bronny James is at. Nothing wrong with that. That's a really high level of basketball, and a higher level of basketball than I could ever aspire to be at. But that with Bryce James, there was a world, him at his peak, he's like a D2 guy and at best a mid-major guy who in his fourth year averages 1.7 points per game on 8 minutes per game. Like, that's it. Like, he'll be one of those guys where it's like, go get your degree, maybe use basketball for a couple of years to let you travel the world. Go get your degree, play basketball for 2 or 3 years professionally so that you can travel and see the world, and then you go back to the States with the experience of seeing the world. You go back and work a regular 9 to 5 at 27 or 28 years old. Like, that realistically is the path that Bryce should be going down for. And that's the path that he would be going down for if his dad wasn't LeBron James. And it's a super successful person. Like, I know so many pros. I know so many former pros. Look, I play in the Irish leagues. I've played in the Irish leagues since I was 18 years old. I've been around pros of all ages and all abilities. And that is the common path for a lot of pros of Bryce James level. A lot of players at Bryce James level do that. They'll come over to Ireland and they'll go to the EBA in Spain. They'll go to, like, the regional Liga in Germany. And they'll play 3 or 4. Like, they'll play there, and then they'll try maybe jump up a league, and then they'll go and play in... They might go and play in Thailand for a year, or then they might go and play different places in South America for a year. Like, they'll use it to travel the world. But at the end of the day, if we're talking about Bryce James like he is like he's some NBA player, and then calling out the coach and calling out Arizona for not playing him, that's just that's genuinely just being out here. That's treating him like he's a Make-A-Wish kid. Like, it's like, did Bryce James, based on his preseason, did Bryce James deserve to play any minutes for Arizona? No. Like, redshirting Bryce James, do you want to know what that allows them to do? Redshirting Bryce James allows Arizona to sell jerseys with James on the back for 1 extra year. Because let's be real, if he redshirts, they can sell Bryce James jerseys this year and next year, while he doesn't play next year because he's not good enough. But if he doesn't redshirt a year, and if he's somehow good enough to be on the end of the bench and he wants to stay no matter what for 4 or 5 years at Arizona, cool, they have to sell jerseys with James on the back for 5 years. He can make the NIL money. And obviously, look, things change with NIL, but it's just all around disappointing to see. It's disappointing to see the way Bryce has been treated. It's disappointing to see the way everything around Bryce is. But what's not disappointing is actually, him not being handed opportunities by the coach. Like, it's not I don't think it was the coach that offered him a scholarship. Like, he got handed an Arizona scholarship on nepotism because of his surname and probably to sell jerseys. It's good to see his coach not doing that. And I would love for Bryce James to prove me wrong. Just like I would love it. Like, by the way, like, again, I don't think Bronny is proving me wrong necessarily. He proved me wrong based on what I said last year of him, like, being nowhere close. But, like, I don't think Bronny having a 3-game stretch where he averages 4.5 points per game, like Mac McClung numbers and pretty okay defense. But if Bronny can consistently do this, if this is what Bronny's doing every game, what he's done the last 3 or 4 games, then okay, yeah, look, Bronny might be a kind of end of the bench rotational guy, especially because of his surname. But especially if he can be a good player. But like Bryce, just he has time to prove me wrong. I just don't think he will. He's a 6'4" center, realistically.